waking up. Hello. Stop thrashing around. Come on. I have more experience than I like when it comes to tying up people. You are not breaking free. I said stop thrashing around. You're tied to that bed. I could torture you for hours on end, and you wouldn't be able to do anything to stop it. So, if you don't want that to happen, stop making me so angry. Much better. Now I know you'll have a lot of questions. Everyone always does. And I could remove your gag and let you ask whatever may be troubling your mind. But it's always the same shit. Who are you? Where am I? Are you gonna hurt me? Yes. Why did you kidnap me? Well, my darling, I am Zayden. My name probably won't ring any bells. You never noticed me before. I don't think I could exactly call myself a coworker, but I worked at the same place as you. I'm part of the cleaning staff of the building. People always act like we're invisible, so I couldn't blame you for not recognizing me. As to where you are, well, you're in my guest room. I know it's not very big, but with my salary, it's all I can afford. If I had finished my degree, I could have had a better place to live, but destiny had some other things in store for me. Now, continuing on with that third question. It's probably the one you're most worried about, right? How much will I hurt you? Will I be making you suffer, bleed and scream in pain through your gag? Well, maybe. It really depends on you. If you do what I want you to do, I'll treat you better than anyone has ever treated you before. But if you don't want to do what I want, I don't have much left to lose, to be honest. Make of that what you will. I guess that takes us to the last question. Why did I kidnap you? Well, would it make sense if I said it was because I loved you? Yeah, I thought so. All right. Long explanation it is. Buckle up. You see what I did there? Because you're already tied down. You see, I have a little something called obsessive love disorder. Some psychologists say it's a subtype of OCD. Some say it's not even a real thing. But that doesn't matter now. You probably don't want to hear my treatise on the DSM-5 right now. The important thing is what it entails. You see, due to my disorder, when I fall in love with someone, I don't just fall in love like regular people. I get criminally obsessed with them to a incredibly unhealthy degree. They become my entire world. I can only think about them. I'll forget to eat just because I'm thinking about the person I love. I stop sleeping because every second of sleep is a second I am not having my thoughts on my darling. It's like if you took all the good and bad things about being in love and multiplied them by 1,000. Or so I've been told. I have never felt any other way. But I don't only spend the whole time thinking about the person I love. I also get extremely possessive and jealous of them. even if we aren't dating yet. Or if they don't even know I exist. I just can't stand the idea of them being with someone else, or talking with someone else, or even thinking about anyone else. I want them to be as obsessed with me as I am with them. And that's when things begin to get dangerous for everyone. I start stalking them, memorizing their tastes and routines. I bug their phone and break into their homes. And eventually, I end up kidnapping them. And this time, my darling, it was you I fell in love with. As you probably gathered, you're not exactly the first one I've had to kidnap. You are, in fact, the fourth. But you're going to be the last. I will make you love me. And if this time I can't make my darling fall in love with me, that would mean I am truly unlovable. And so, I will erase myself from existence. Oh, what's that look in your eyes, my darling? Is that compassion I see? Or is that wishful thinking on my part? I mean, you're such a kind person. I wouldn't be surprised if you felt sorry for someone who had kidnapped you and threatened to torture you just a few minutes ago. But I wouldn't be so fast to feel sympathy, my love. The three others that came before you are dead now. I don't plan on killing you. Although, I didn't exactly plan on killing the others either. It just happened. They forced my hand, my darling. I didn't want to. I just wanted them to love me. That's all I've ever wanted, is love. I kidnapped my first darling when I was in high school. She and I were friends since elementary school. As kids, we were inseparable. I was convinced we were going to get married and that we would have a happy life together, but unfortunately, she had a different idea. Once we began high school, she began spending less and less time with me. High school is hard. She just has to be studying, I would say to myself, like an idiot blinded by love that I was. Then I saw her flirting with another person. But I told myself that she was just being nice. She's a very charismatic person after all. But a few days later, I saw her kissing that same person, and the veil that covered my eyes disappeared. I waited for my traitorous friend after class, knocked them out, and took her to my home. Do you know how stressful it is to have someone unwillingly tied down in your room while you still live with your parents? Unfortunately for my friend, my parents never really cared a lot about me, and they didn't enter my room since an incident that I might tell you about another day. But they didn't exactly notice what was going on. As for my friend, I tried to make her love me. I really, really tried. I would sneak food from the kitchen to feed her every day. I told her time and time again how much I loved her, and would reminisce with her over stories of her childhood. Because she was stuck in my room, we had to sleep together. And I always wrapped my arms around them, hoping that they would feel love through the drugs. I had to drug her, because otherwise she'd be thrashing around as soon as I touched her. But I promise you that, despite all that, I never forced anything untowards on her. I may be a monster, but I am not that kind of monster. One day, my parents weren't home. So I took her gag off to have a conversation. But that conversation quickly turned into a screaming match. She began shouting that I was crazy, that she hated me, and she told me that I was either going to kill them or set them free because she would never love me. And I followed their advice, my darling. I did what she told me. I took my pillow over her face and pressed down until she stopped moving. And once she stopped moving, and the weight of what I had done had dawned on me, I held on to them as hard as I could and cried for hours on end. Don't look at me like that, darling. Because the second one was even more disturbing. This time I was in college. She was a classmate of mine, beautiful as the sun itself. As you can probably imagine, I got obsessed with them and kidnapped her too. This time at least, I no longer lived with my parents. I'll spare you all the boring details. I won't cover the weeks I took to try to make them to love me. That I used any method I could think of. The tears, the threats, the desperation, the heartache. I could list it off for hours, but I don't want to bore you. I know what you want to know. How did it end? Well, like my friend, she refused to love me. But she went even further. She tried to escape. She tried to escape from the person that loved her most in this world, from the person that breathed for her, who lived for her. But I caught her in the act. Oh, my darling. I was seeing red like I'd never before. I didn't even know I was capable of such rage. I threw her to the ground and hit her with tears in my eyes, enraged and extremely hurt. Those hits turned into a furious punch in their face. And then another, and then another one, and then I kept punching and punching until their face stopped being hard and turned soft and squishy. Oh, there it is. That's the look. Honestly, it took you longer than expected. I was expecting to see that horror in your eyes way sooner. Maybe we still have a chance. Maybe. But let me tell you about the last one. In a way, she was the one who hurt me the most. When I kidnapped her, she was scared and confused at first. Like the others before, and like you. But once I told her what was going on, she acted very differently from the rest. Just a few days after I'd kidnapped them, she was already acting like everything was perfectly normal. She smiled at me. She talked to me. She said nice things to me. I began to grow hopeful. Maybe third time truly is the charm. Only a few weeks after I kidnapped them, she told me that she loved me. She said she couldn't resist someone who loved her as intensely as I did. And for some time, everything was wonderful. I really thought I'd found the one. But, of course, I was destined to be miserable. After a couple of wonderful months in which we lived like an actual couple, one day, I woke up tied up, and with my partner nowhere to be seen. A couple hours later, I was in handcuffs. That rat didn't just pretend to love me and then escape when I lowered my guard, but she also went and stabbed me in the back by turning me in. In the trial, I was deemed clinically insane, and I spent the next 2 years of my life locked up in a mental hospital. Thankfully, they didn't know about my 2 previous guests. But that rat didn't escape from me. Once I finally got out of that horrible place, I tracked them down. It's much easier than you would expect. Nowadays, people don't care that much about their privacy. I figured out where that rat lived, and I discovered that, while I was locked up, she had gotten married. I went to their house in the middle of the night, and I blocked all the doors. Then, I broke one of the windows and firebombed the place. I sat and watched while their house burned with that rat and their loving spouse inside. And, unlike with the 2 others, this time I didn't feel the slightest bit of remorse. I didn't cry or wish I was different. I just felt at peace. And that was around a year ago. Some part of me had hoped that that betrayal that I'd gone through, it would put an end to the obsession running through my veins. But you're here, so it's clear that my hopes were in vain. I just want someone to love me, my darling. Well, not someone. I want you to love me. I want you and I to be happy together. I want you to smile at me, to hold me at night, to say that you love me just as much as I love you. I want to give you my full, unconditional, and everlasting love. I want to make you feel more loved than you've ever been. Oh, look at you. So beautiful and perfect, despite being tied down and gagged. If you just loved me, I'd be happy for the rest of my life. We're gonna die together, my darling. That's a fact. The only thing left to do is to decide whether we die today or once we're old, after having spent a happy life together. Will you be the one who asks for their death, like my childhood friend? Or the one that makes me see red, like my classmate? Or maybe you're the one who thinks they can get away from me, like that treasonous rat. Or, just maybe, you'll be the one who loves me, and you'll save us both. Be sure to subscribe and click the like button. YouTube tells me that only good girls are going to click on the video suggested right here, so I'm sure I'll see you there.